guys, this is Von again with another episode of Von Previews stuff. Last week we previewed the Skyrim Creation Kit. It's been released now, and back then we promised that we would be doing a preview of Dear Esther this week, and I am planning to honor that promise. However, before I start, I wanted to show you, of course you've noticed, or at least I hope you noticed, that I changed the format around a little bit. There's now a little subscreen over there, which I'll be using to alternate between trailer and my face, and other basically random pictures and stuff. And also, yeah, basically I'm experimenting with all that stuff a little bit. So over the next few weeks you'll probably see different stuff moving around the screen. If I feel like it, or if I have other ideas. Anyway, if you have any suggestions or comments or ideas, just go to the comment section below and say something, because I like the interaction and I always like seeing new comments pop up. Back to the matter at hand though, we have a preview to do. This week's preview, as I said, is about Dear Esther, and Dear Esther is a game that I found on the Steam Games to be Released stuff section about a week or two ago, and it immediately captivated me with how it looked and how it was presented. The history of Dear Esther is actually quite interesting, because it used to be a Half-Life 2 mod originally. It was created in 2008 by one Dan Pinchbeck, and in 2009 one Robert Briscoe joined the team, and his contributions actually improved game visuals and level design to such an extent that in 2010 Valve granted them a license to release as an independent game, which is actually quite awesome because it transformed from a mod to an actual standalone full-on game, which is really cool. However, if I have to describe what Dear Esther really is, it's actually quite a hard question to answer, because I never actually played the original mod, so I don't really know that much of the backstory, and didn't really want to delve into it too deeply because I didn't want to spoil it for myself. Anyway, if I go to the website of Dear Esther, which is www.dear-esther.com, there's an FAQ page in which there's a really handy thing, a question that says, I want to convince friends to try Dear Esther in a few words. How can I describe it at best? The answer is, Dear Esther is a poetic ghost story told using game technologies. You explore a deserted island, uncovering a tale of love, loss, grief and redemption, delivered through stunning voiceover and soundtrack, and set against one of the most beautiful environments yet created in the game. Now let's cut the PR stuff out of that, and we're left with basically a very story-driven, unconventional game, which is really well presented. And I kind of dig that, because it reminds me of a game that's released a few years back called The Path, and while the games story-wise are probably really dissimilar, they really share quite a few similarities in how they try to stray off the beaten track in terms of what is perceived as conventional game development, and they strive to be different. And in my opinion, they strive to be more, to improve the genre a bit. And I think that's maybe that sounds really pretentious of me. Pretentious? Moi? But I really like the sort of art house games that are coming out every now and then, because they really convey an experience that's really different to normal game experience. What I also kind of like about the stuff that I did read about Dear Esther is that the story stuff that you uncover by way of voiceover and that kind of stuff, they are randomly generated, which means that every playthrough that you will do is unique, and I think that really adds to the replay value of a game. As for the presentation, well, looking at the trailer and the screenshots and listening to that beautiful soundtrack, well, I think the presentation is fine. It's just fine. Just looking at that and listening to that soundtrack, it made my hair stand on end. The trailer is phenomenal. But nothing is really happening in there. and I think that warrants a word of warning to some of you, or maybe all of you. I don't know. This is this is definitely not your regular action game. This is not a Call of Duty or a Skyrim. This is you probably won't end up shooting anyone or beating people with a stick. It's just not that kind of game. You basically walk around. You have some freaky stuff going on. That's for sure. I'm fairly certain that this game can be really freaky at times. But it's not an action game. It's not a platformer. So if you really want a conventional gaming experience, stay away from this game. But I think if you are looking for an art house game which really gives you a sort of experience to savor and to think about for a few days to come, and you like this sort of poetic stuff and basically a literary game, for the price it's going for, which is about, I think, $10, €8, 6 or 7 pounds, I don't think you can actually leave this game. I think that kind of concludes the preview for today. Next week I will be looking at a game called War Game European Escalation, which is an RTS set in the European Cold War, if I remember correctly. It's kind of similar to Water Conflict and Rules, and we will be looking into that next week. Thank you for watching. Don't be afraid to comment down below, and I will see you next time on Fun Preview Stuff. Bye bye.